And welcome back. As Enix asked me just now, let me know when we're going live. We're back live. with
Well,
no
yeah,
with no warning.
yeah. My God, I don't think I've quite recovered from that game
Neither have
yet.
I. But we have to go in front of one as we're gonna be getting ready for this second round of drafting.
Mm.
Any drafting you want to see changed, Enix?
Uh, I mean, if this game's gonna go as long as the next one, as long as the previous one. Sorry, my brain's still trying to catch up. Um, then I want to see a bit more scaling drafted for Invul. If this game plans on going nearly as long as that previous one.
I mean,
Because you have to feel like that's kind of what cost them in game one.
Hatal just said in the game chat saying, "Can we set a time limit on this next game?" And Surbal replies, "Yeah, 1 hour." Oh god, it's rude. It's vile that I love both of these teams for
Oh
making me
man,
suffer today.
they're
Uh,
not just making you suffer, bro. Don't worry, you're
they're
not the
they're,
only
make, they're
one.
making us all suffer. As I was getting a tattoo before this, as they're giving the cheeky spectator link, so that should mean the draft is getting ready to go. As we actually see, endurance is on the blue side, so we are going to see a bit of a draft change.
Now I'm not gonna spoil too much, right? Because obviously I do work pretty closely with the Invul guys. I've been sitting on a few scrims, listening to some of the draft prep, and I've heard some pretty spicy things being discussed.
Oh.
So I'm intrigued as to what we're gonna see from this draft.
I mean, I've seen a Nico, a Xerath, and a Gragas from this mid laner, which is none of these meta picks, none of meta Corky's Victor cringe pickers.
Mm.
So, I mean, anything is spicy from Poodle.
Well, yeah, Poodle spits on you, cringe pickers.
He
Um,
fires a Xerath Q across map on your Jinx and you die.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what adaptations we get. Um, yeah, I mean, like we said before the series started, every other series in this division so far this week has been a 2-0.
Oh, God.
Can Endurance continue that trend,
But I mean,
or are Invul gonna become the 1-1 kings?
like what we said, like, this game has quite a bit of ramifications of like what it could lead to with like
Mm.
the three at the top, the three at the bottom. So if Endurance take this game and go 2-0, it's bad for Invul. The Invul come in that part of that bottom three. Um, they're kind of they're chasing. They're part of the chasing pack.
Well, yeah, and they're kind of relying on the teams above them to make mistakes and
Yeah.
drop series, especially when you look at a team like Chaos, that Invol have already drawn with, right? Um, so Invol can't rely on beating Chaos. They also won't be able to rely on beating Endurance.
Yep.
Their only way back would be against Bifrost, and then relying on Chaos and Endurance to make mistakes against other teams. Now, bearing in mind as well, obviously Chaos and Endurance would have to face each other, so someone would likely drop games at some point. But you got to pick up as many of these wins as you can early on into the season, and even drawing the series at this point for Invo is okay. It means you're only 1 point behind both Chaos and Bifrost, which isn't the end of the world.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Um,
always a chance for you to get back up there.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
it's not the end of the
And
world with this kind of result. But I mean, you at this point you are looking to just win this game, take it to 1-1.
yeah, equalizing the series
As
is gonna make the best of a bad situation here for Invol,
my draft
and
client
it
keeps
will make their
showing.
lives easier later down the line.
My draft client keeps trolling me a little. It's a little bit of a troller. I see the endurance logo. It goes a bit long, and it's like, oh, they've started draft. No, it still says
No, that
waiting.
just shows that Endurance have readied up
Yeah,
for
it
draft.
it
So now
just
we see Invol readying up for draft. Oh no, wait. Now Invol gonna have some fun with
they're trolling.
teasing us.
They're trolling. They're tilted. Both teams are just tilted.
Hey, I mean, after a 50-minute game like that, I probably would be as well.
we'll see what they can do as we're seeing some big boys from Atabo. I mean, when we're talking about game changers, obviously Invul's early game was very good. Just later on, they started panicking a bit more as we are getting into draft now. Um, but it was really on the side of Invul messing up quite a bit that led to some of these mistakes.
Yeah.
And I saw a big CJ Shaw in chat. He did mention it, and I did want to mention it on cast as well about Atto. Later on into the game, it felt like he was just forcing stuff. And sometimes it was working, sometimes it wasn't, but it's like it got you could see the like, oh, we can't win this if I don't do this right now. So then it caused more issues.
Yeah, especially after he had such a solid early game. It's really unfortunate to see. And I believe actually both teams keeping the exact same
Yeah,
bans from last game's phase 1.
exact same bands, which is
So
really
obviously both teams happy with the bans.
it's really interesting from Endurance to see that they're the ones that are choosing to ban Zarya. Zarya's more of a red side ban. So
Which indicates to me that they don't play it.
they don't play it, and they do have an off meta
It's the
abuser.
Thresh first pick.
I don't like this. This could
I
be
don't know how I feel about that.
Thresh first is very disrespectful and can be abused in so many ways. It is on Invul now to find the answer, to find the thing that can abuse him. You could just pick a Blitzcrank. I know people pick Thresh into Blitzcrank because obviously he's Lantern, but Blitz just will just murder him. And also Jinx was available.
Yeah. But it does open up potentially Thresh Aphelios for Endurance.
But okay. I don't know if the chat knows this, but I cover LJL, League of Legends Japan. I also watch LCK and LPL a lot. Jinx Aphelios is like the coin flip in LJL, right? And I'll say it from because it's the league I watch the most.
I mean, Jinx Aphelios seems to be the coin flip
worldwide
right now.
But in LJL, Jinx wins the matchup. Always.
Right.
It's just that it's the other factors in the game that affect if Jinx can win the matchup. It's not the Jinx Aphelios, it's the if Jinx Aphelios just goes even, Jinx will just win. If they have picks like a Hecarim in the jungle, okay, Aphelios could win because the Hecarim did something. It's never because Aphelios did it, it's because the other thing did it. Aphelios is just a stable pick into Jinx. Do we need to find more creativity? I think the Caitlyn Lux was a great answer. I like the Xin Jinx first opening. I like Endurance's second pick, the Trundle. Dissuading tanks, also good into Xin.
Well, it's also really, really good into that immobile ADC.
Yep.
Get a good pillar down, and Jinx is kind of stuck.
But if you look at the side of Endurance's drafting, they're very much stock standard. Even in last game, they went for the very basic. They went for an Akali top, which is a very basic kind of standard pick. And Invul this time, quite standard. I do like the Braum.
Interesting.
Braum is pretty good in this situation.
And there's the Yone ban.
Braum can very much dictate team fights and control them.
Poodles Gragas is drawing some respect here.
They
don't want to face that again.
They know that Aphelios can't carry as hard as Jinx can, they see the Nico as well. And also, Wandering Pros had 3 of his champions banned. Yone, Akali, and Yasuo. He's gonna have to reach deep. I know he plays a Gnar. I know he's played a few other games.
Yeah, also, he's got some Jace. He's got some Gnar.
He had some Gwen on there as well, but Gwen's taken off the table.
Gwen banned by his own team, I believe.
And Shen's going to be locked in probably, and I do like this actually.
I like this with the Jinx, yeah. You're just setting your Jinx up for success.
And it
was Hatar Svenskar who had a lot of the control of the team fights in the early game for Invul in the previous game.
I mean, Jinx Braum can get the push in on Aphelios Thresh if Atto comes and helps out, and we could have another situation where Jinx goes around, takes all the turret plates. But again, Shen is just on weak side.
Again, it would just be a repeat of last game, like you said.
It would be a repeat of last time, but this time you have a very strong scaling champion that can 1v9. And we're going to see the Gnar locked in for Wandering Pro. Again.
Hullbreaker is nerfed on Gnar this patch.
It is nerfed. At the same time...
It's still a strong item.
No, at the same time, Gnar can be completely abused by many champions. I think Shen Gnar is a fair matchup. Gnar is really not going to get much done in that. They're both looking to team fight. But the problem is if Gnar leaves the lane, Shen will just take.
And it's going to be Lux in the mid lane.
Oh, someone is an LS Enjoyer.
Intrigue.
Someone listens. Someone likes to read about the world. But now, Poodle, you know it's gonna be a Lux mid. What are you gonna pick into it?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what Poodle takes here.
I think
Could be a
it's I
Xerath.
think a Xerath is a very good pick here.
Um, but I'm sure he has something else in his wheelhouse that he would not be afraid to take. But no, it is going to be the Xerath. Aphelios, be ready.
I mean,
Because there's a lot of damage heading your way.
Xerath Lux is just a very much handshaky lane. Xerath is
Mm.
like Lux can get the push, but Xerath doesn't care. He doesn't mind sitting on the turret. He will just wait for those moments and just make things go bang.
Yeah, this game. Well, I mean, we've seen what Poodle can do on this Xerath. I fear for the lives of the endurance members, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, this guy has a bit of a nasty Xerath. If you're not playing with F keys onto enemy champions, you won't know where he is.
No, he will be sitting in a bunker somewhere.
I mean, you
Um,
also have the range of Xerath, but you also have the range of Jinx.
yeah, it's a very, very high range poking comp here from Invul with the front line to just sit in front to just guard them.
And then you're thinking about the access, the ease of engage on the side of endurance, and really thinking about it. Thresh and Trundle, you're looking at picks. Nah, this all soft engage. Nah has to jump into
Mm.
the enemy team. They
But
can't just
Nar
peel
also has
back.
to manage that rage bar
Yeah,
as
and Nah
well.
also has to jump on top of a Braum that can just peel, and also Braum passive, and his stacks will just control fights. It's very hard for endurance to really find the
Mm.
clean, solid go button. But if they do find it with a Gnar or a Lux binding, like the pick, the fight can just swing quickly.
Yeah, but even if you're finding this pick, if you're locking down the Braum or the Shen, hell, even the Xin with like a Thresh Hook or a Lux binding, it's gonna take a lot to kill them.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for endurance really to grasp in the way that they want to see the fight or want to
And
see
all
the
the while you're piling all of this damage into that tanky member,
Shen.
you have a Xerath raining hell on you. You have a Jinx firing rockets at you. Like, yeah, it's it's a difficult one.
Yeah, shit. I mean, shit gets a lot of value in this game just because of the peeling he can produce, but also he can just shield the front line like Xin
Mm.
Zhao, keeps them alive for longer, and then he becomes part of the front line.
Mm.
Like if they find like there's no like Akali Yasuo, like no Akali in this game that's gonna try to one shot the Jinx.
No,
Like
no, Nara is not going to have the same functionality in this game.
he can, he
Yeah,
can,
sure, sure.
but it's not gonna be exactly the same. It's not a one-to-one switch out.
No, it's going to be a lot harder and a lot more situation based.
Now, to toss the coin to the other side for endurance and how they want to win, they need to play through mid. They need to keep this pressure mid, and they need to have Sebal camp the Xerath, get Xerath behind. He is a weak side. He's a bit of a weak, like a immobile carry, and also look to shut down this Jinx Braum. Like shut it down. Stop this comp from really getting online. Let Gnar and Shen duke it out of the top lane. You don't need to worry about that. If you want to get the Gnar ahead, that's fine, but Shen's still going to have value later on. You want to get Aphelios ahead of Jinx, so then by the point Jinx comes online, Aphelios is more online. If that makes sense to anyone in chat.
No, I mean I understand. I understand. I'm just interested to see who can execute better. Because that's what this game's going to come down to, realistically. Um, if the if the side of endurance are able to get this Aphelios ahead, not even necessarily get the Aphelios ahead, just set the Jinx and set the Xerath a little bit further behind to give the Aphelios more time to scale.
Yep. And we'll see how this game really gets rolling in the next few minutes, as we're just going into the spectator delay now, as Enix is gonna have a 3-second delay, so I'll be taking over play-by-play for this game. We're gonna
switch things up.
We're gonna flex our caster muscle.
We've been talking about flex picks a lot, but you've never heard of flex picking casters before.
I mean, I'm a man of many talents.
I mean, we both are. That's why we're sat here.
I try things on the fly. Like, oh, Enix got a 3-second delay. Just for chat, I'll take over. Let him do the color casting because he can see technically a 3-second replay.
Exactly. Give my voice a bit of a break as well, because holy shit, 50-minute game. Like,
because he's gonna hear what I say in 3 seconds and be like, oh, in 3 seconds I need to look at that, but let me look over here, and it's just gonna be
exactly.
He's gonna sound so big brain.
Exactly. It's actually just so planned.
It's so five.
It's unreal.
I mean, I see the predictions going in chat. I know the chat was more in favor of Invul last game. I want to see what it is right now. It is just a 1k bet down onto Invul. I see a 1k. It's 1k 10 points onto Invul. I know I dropped a k onto Invul. I'm a big Gamba friend myself.
A big Gamba enjoyer.
To fill this gap, I'll tell you guys about what I was doing before this game. You might have just seen I pulled on my sleeve. I've been having to do it for the past hour. I was getting a tattoo before this.
What tattoo are you getting, actually?
I'll show. Can stream see it? It's right there.
I can't see it right now. But
Stream can see it. So I was getting that. It's still not done. I was getting that for the past 2 hours, and then I was like, oh, I need to do the Invul stream. Oh, we'll pick this up after. And then I was like,
wait, you're going back for more tattooing?
No, it's literally happening in my room. It's fine.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, this is so fun. And let me do the Invul stream now. And then I realized that because of the shirt I'm wearing, it is a bit hangs below the elbow, so it keeps touching it, and it's really irritating. So I have to keep pulling up the middle of the game. So you were saying something last game, and I was trying to sort out my sleeve, and then I was like, oh, I almost this silly tattoo or something. But I mean, we are loading into game now, as my screen just went really bright for a second.
Yep, time to get things underway.
I'm going to pass over the question that you passed over to me last time when the runes load up. Any particular runes you're going to be enjoying? Anything you're going to be like, ooh, what's this? What's that?
I mean, all I'm seeing right now is a black screen, so...
Yeah, all I'm seeing is currently a black screen. It's just taking a moment to load. There we go.
There we go. Nothing particularly standing out to me. Everything seems pretty standard. Press the attack of Felios is a bit strange.
I see it quite a bit now.
Also, press the attack Trundle. I've seen a lot of people opting for lethal tempo recently.
Yeah.
Glacial Augment Thresh I like. I actually really, really like. Guardian Braum I can understand. Everything else seems pretty standard. In terms of summoner spells, double TPs on both sides this game.
It's interesting from Poodle to go TP instead of maybe a shield from barrier.
Or even a cleanse. As we are now going to load on to the Rift. Yeah, game 2.
Yep. And
the potential for the week of 2 zeros to be completed here for nDurance.
I did it again. I did the vision thing. I keep pressing V instead of something, and I don't know what I keep...
Learn your buttons, Eris.
Oh no, I keep pressing V instead of N for neutral objective timers. As we're going to see a party in the boss side.
Oh god.
We're seeing Invul on the one side.
Lord, here we
it's
go.
Going to be a flank. Invul can see them, but they can't see them on the side of nDurance.
Oh god, here we go.
We're just seeing a party going on. It's flash of flash. Atto's going to go in.
Here we go. Atto's going in.
Oh, Atto's just dead.
Everyone's going in. Atto's just destroyed
here.
It's over forcing a little bit, and it's a disaster for Invul. Another kill going to go over to nDurance. Oh no.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's not the start you want to see.
Flash for flash for flash for flash. 4 flash. 6 flashes went down.
All of the flashes burned.
Invul had the drop. They saw them.
I don't know why Invul didn't just wait in that middle bush. You know, They were sitting in that middle bot lane bush. They saw nDurance coming. Use the element of surprise. Go
Yeah.
for the pick that way. I don't know what the decision was there, but
I mean, I think it was Atto going a bit too far.
yeah.
Kura didn't really find his E flash that he was looking for. It's just everything went crazy.
Everything went crazy and everything went wrong. The heal burned out from the Aphelios.
I mean, the Aphelios has no sums.
Yeah.
As
But he does have a
gonna
long
hit
sword.
the hook here, but nothing gonna come from it.
Hatar Svenska, yeah, not gonna take too much damage.
It's not. Kata still has his cleanse, so it's fine for him. It's like, are they gonna? Who's gonna get level 2 here in this bot lane? As Atto's gonna find this looping flank. He's just gone from red to bot. He's gonna dive in onto Abuser. Abuser, oh, good hook from the Fresh, and they're just gonna walk it out. That was
nothing gonna be found here.
Oh, that was really nice from Narcissus. Just found the hook onto Atto. And Atto has done a beautiful one camp gank. A true man of culture.
I mean, that almost screams desperation to me.
Yeah, and
taking a red buff,
is
walking across the entire map,
I mean,
just gank bot lane.
And as you see, Sippo is going to have the level advantage in Atto. He's just going to walk into the jungle and he's just going to run him down. Poodle losing it in mid lane as well. Atto is just out of his jungle.
Atto gonna live though.
We're gonna see the fight probably gonna carry on. The bot lanes have rotated up here, but it's just that level 3 difference for the Trundle. Atto, you can't
it's
really
the health
fight
bar
this.
advantage as well. Atto chunked out too far at this point.
And Ice Cold can be the first to rotate, and Atto's gonna get 1 buff. It's gonna be somehow a vertical jungling buff situation. As a hook's gonna land, but GM's not gonna get caught. He's just gonna back it out.
Yeah, backing out, using that Winter's Bite to try and slow up the advance, but this game already looking like it is all in the favor of nDurance.
Atto, stop it. Oh, they're actually going to find Abuser here. The Q hits from the Brawl.
Really
I think the stun, but the great hook from Narset! But they're going to turn onto him. Atto's going to dive straight, but Atto's just going to die because Sibal's here! No!
Yeah, this is going from bad to worse. I don't even have any words for this situation at the moment. MG gonna try and block out.
Okay, 1 kill is gonna go over to Hatar. I think Narcissus.
Okay, the Jinx picks 1.
Narcissus is gonna probably step a bit too far forward. He tried to be creative with it. He tried to hook flash, so he got out of the turret range, but that's not gonna work when a Jinx is autoing you.
Yeah.
But they might look to dive this. Sebo is level 4.
Yeah, that's a very big Trundle right now. Pillar's gonna come through, but it's just gonna disrupt the Jinx. No further dives going to be looked for. And Atto still has 4 CS.
He has 5.
Never mind, he's got 5. He's got 5.
But Seba's in his jungle. Again.
Yeah, I feel like Sabal is just going to live in Atto's jungle
Atto
now.
had the... Oh, what a hook again from Narsik. But the Poodle Hook's going to have the first rotation. Narsik is only level 2 into Poodle's level 5. And Poodle doesn't have any damage.
Yeah, Sabal is enough of a threat on his own right now, though. As Kuro in this top lane also not really having too much of a fun time.
I don't think he's going to have a fun time for most of the early.
But I think he's having a much more enjoyable time than his jungler.
Yeah, I don't really... I mean, I've seen players recover from stuff like this. It's not completely lost. Cope.
Yep. Going big on the copium there.
But, I mean, I will say, Hatar, he's 1 or 1 Jinx. There is a chance that he can come back. Like,
yeah, of course,
he's not behind. He's ahead.
I mean, hey, we saw
the early game last time.
Yeah, exactly. We saw the early game last time. We saw the lead that Invul managed to accrue for themselves. Hell, they even took a Baron. Like, we're forgetting about the point that Invul had Baron at 20 minutes in that previous game. Invul secured a 20-minute Baron, and half an hour later they lost the game.
Wandering Pro.
You know, it can happen.
Taking a solid trade there. I thought he was going to look for the all-in onto Kuro, but probably not. As finally Atto gets some farm and he evens the levels with Seba, but Seba has his entire jungle to clear.
and Atto doesn't.
Atto has 0.
But catch-up XP is a real thing.
Yeah, and I hate it.
And Atto definitely going to be a bit of a beneficiary of that in the early stages of this game.
We've not really seen much of this mid matchup. We saw Poodle roam once, but he hasn't
Nice
had prior.
trading.
He hasn't had prior at all in this lane, and you can see why. The Lux E max is just so strong. It's like, have you seen Morgana mid with W max?
Yep, it's that. But
oh, we're gonna see a fight here again. Sebal, they're gonna know what Atto is. They know he's
Oh,
Rebel.
no,
Oh, good
Atto.
flash, the great combo, and Atto's gonna force Sebal.
Oh no,
Nothing he can
Atto.
do about that. The
Yeah,
pillar into the
there's-
flash Q. Great combo. Ice
Yeah,
cold.
Atto is not being allowed to play League of Legends in this game. Atto is being completely shut down at every given opportunity. Honestly, I just feel that Trundle as a champion is so unbelievably strong at the moment. It's pretty much pick ban.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It provides. I mean, it all comes from that level 1, like level 2. I mean, from Atto. Like he went red to bot lane gank. Like I don't think this game ends up like this if he goes for a level 3 gank instead of the level 2 gank.
Although saying this, even with the massive amounts of early jungle pressure that nDurance have, we're seeing Invul start this first Drake up, but it's gonna get yeah.
Oh
yeah, I could see that one coming.
Any smiters in chat?
Oh, that's the thing. Lux combo does more than 450. Lux combo does way more than 450 at level 7.
And Atto, he has to just flash Sebal, is now level 6.
Oh, Atto.
He is not allowed to farm his own jungle.
He's not allowed to play League of Legends.
I think he should just start spam ganking. I think that is the best play for him. Just start spam ganking every single lane, so you leech some XP, and you also just always have your team giving prior.
But I don't know. I don't know what else you can do as Atto.
You need to just,
in this kind of game
like
state.
he needs to just not be where Trundle is, and that's really hard because Trundle knows exactly where you are at all times on the map.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel bad for Atto. Yeah, I mean, the man is being kept so very far down that the game is effectively going to become a 4v5.
Yeah, he is just now a bot.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
If he gets to level 6, he probably can do a bit. He can peel for the Jinx, who Hatar again, showing a very solid laning phase. But the early game just hasn't gone well this time for Invul. But there is scaling options there. Jinx will just scale like a monster. Xerath will just one-shot people. Poodle, he might be found by Sebal here. Sebal's just going to go onto him. The pillar is still yet to come. Atto's going to be here, but Poodle, he's still alive.
Well,
he's the wolves are in his way.
Yeah, Sebal is running riot. 100% kill participation, 4, 0, and 1.
And I feel
for
like
the Trundle.
we're seeing two different Sebals. Like last early game, I said his early game was very disjointed. He got caught out a few times. This time, his early game is very good, and I think his team are playing more towards him. Like, I mean, obviously, Invul self-inflicting wounds, whatever you like to say. Is like GM's gonna find the ult from the Brawn, but it's not gonna do anything.
And we see Atto sneaking his way into that lane.
This is all he can do.
So maybe the Atto spam ganking saga begins.
He's almost Flame Horizon in the jungle already. Oh, he's 40 CS down.
That's not even half of a Flame Horizon, but sure.
I mean, in jungle CS is a lot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot. I'm not arguing that. It's just.
Wait, how many camps has he taken? If he has 26.
He could have taken 6 camps and then 2 lane minions.
Yeah, and then obviously.
Or ward.
And then Sibal has taken about like over 10.
He's taken 15 camps and 2 lane minions.
Yeah, so he is almost Flame Horizon on camps.
Yeah.
5-head. Get 5-headed.
Wait, how?
Well, Seba's taken over 10 camps and Ato's taken 5. Like, oh, no, it's 15, right? You said 15 camps?
Yeah.
15 camps to 5?
Oh, 15 camps to 4, yeah.
Yeah. It almost.
How's that Flame Horizon? Flame Horizon's 100 CS.
It's
As
if
Atto in the mid lane nearly gets one shot.
you sort it out for jungle camps. Remember, you have to add like the extra 0 on the end, so you'd you'd classify 4 camps as 40 and 100. 4-head, the 5-head play.
Oh, I don't know. You're confusing me.
It's called economic damage, and that's what Seba was doing to him.
Right, okay, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, seeing it in chat, this is definitely reminiscent of the G2 versus Misfits early game from last week in the LEC.
Oh god. Kuro, you know they're there, but he's gonna die anyway.
Oh, Kuro.
Is he out or he flashes? He sidesteps and then...
Final spark!
He sidesteps the correct way and then walks back into it, which is the funnier part.
Yeah. Eesh.
Now, this game should be over in 20 minutes.
And that's the key word here, should. And I think for the rest of this game, we kind of have to look at how nDurance go about closing this game out.
I mean, they've taken...
Because we saw, like we said in the line, we've talked about the last game a lot. But like we saw in the last game, Invul got off to a pretty big early lead. Sure, it wasn't this big of an early lead, but it was a pretty big early lead. And they weren't able to close it out. Can nDurance succeed where Invul failed?
Yeah, and it's at the same time, like, if you look at Invul, like, they got their lead through the Jinx. This lead is through the jungle mid. Top's getting solo turrets. Mid's getting solo turrets. There's Hato's gonna get hit by the hook, but nothing's gonna go from it. But this time, if you actually look at it, it's like Hato was ahead last game of the Jinx. The Jinx wasn't really in the game that much, but Hato
until the late stages.
Yeah,
anyway.
Hato this game, he is even/ahead of his lane opponent. So when you like look at it holistically, like with the jungle and the mid, your ADC is ahead, and Jinx can just 1v9 if she can find it.
She needs to get her items, though. Does already have the Kraken Slayer completed, so she is going to be outputting quite a lot of damage.
They're gonna
but you're going to need
fire
at least
the hook
2
onto
items here.
MG. He's going to go back onto the Thresh. The Chandle's going to come over. The Cleanser's going to come through.
Yeah, they are now looking to play onto this Jinx.
Narsic should just
another
die.
kill donated over, you would hope. The Chompers should secure it, and yet...
Ice Cold. He's going to find a... good shield from the Braum. But it's going to be a 4-man route, 3-man route from the Felios. But Hatar's still alive. Hatar can still out DPS, but he's going to fall. Probably no, he's going to survive. It's going to be the Shen that falls.
Yeah, Kuro giving his life for his ADC. He knows who the win condition is in this game. It is Hatar Svenska, throwing everyone's body in front of that Jinx to stop her going down. And that is going to be the key for Invul here, keeping that Jinx alive as much as possible.
Lux damage. We're also talking about Lux mid, getting farm. And meanwhile, Wandering Pro, not even going to come. He's just going to sit in that side lane.
Yep, he's just chilling.
Poodle, half of his health taken almost.
Yeah.
Atto as well. They're looking to dive him here.
Atto's just sitting
and they're going to go for it. Atto, he's going to survive. The Lux, across 3, gets 1. But everyone else is low health. But Hatar is just free firing. Meanwhile, Kuro's firing Wandering Pro on the top side. The Jinx will come through, but doesn't find the kill. No resets as of yet. Hatar's still trying to fight, but Hatar can't find any kills. The health bars are blinking on the side of both.
Yeah, Jinx not quite got enough oomph behind those rockets yet to pick up any kills. As we look at the top lane,
and they're going to go for it again. I feel like Thresh just failed his flash. He did just fail his flash. Oh, and now Hatar's super low. GM's going to get hit by the Thresh up. He's going to flash backwards. Poodle Horse is still here. Poodle can output a lot of damage if you're not careful. And we're going to...
Yeah, but Invul going to have to just sack this turret off.
And meanwhile, Wandering Pro has just taken 2 turrets across the map.
Yeah.
This Gnar is getting super fed.
This Gnar is huge. No hull breaker, though, which is interesting. Or no hull breaker yet, I should say.
Oh! I looked away for a second and Poodle died.
Yeah, so this is what Poodle was doing to people last time we cast an Invul game. He's now having that done to him.
Yeah, we hyped up this Poodle Xerath, and we've been treated to a Poodle Xerath thing.
It's a bit of a... last time it was
As
a masterclass.
Wandering Pro is just...
Yeah, he's just going to walk down Atto
does
here.
not care. He really does not care. Kuro is just dead.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
probably. Yep. Yeah, and as I was saying, last time it was a Poodle Xerath masterclass. I think this time it's a bit more of a disaster class.
We're at a 10k gold lead, 17 minutes in, and 4k of that is on the Gnar into the Shen. The Gnar has taken, I think, 3 turrets solo. Also, the mid lanes ahead. The jungle, obviously, we know about the jungle. But, like, this is stemmed from the level 1 play.
Yeah, this is all stemmed from that level 1 fight.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And it feels like Invul's days are numbered here.
Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. Only really the base left to defend, though. So, Invul are able to start potentially turtling. Have got that 1 dragon as well, so the soul win condition is delayed. Yes, I am very much on Hopium right now, chat, before anyone calls me out on it. Very much Hopium right now. Hatar Svenskar's Jinx, very, very strong still.
Ooh, Atto almost got picked by the Q, and the hook's going to hit the wolf.
Those wolves, I guess, looking out for their jungler for once. He's not been the one killing them.
Seba has actually taken
willing
the
to
second
protect him.
Herald. He's taking the second Herald while Drake's spawning as well. So the Drake can be over for free, and they also have the Herald.
Yeah.
This is danger for Invul. Any wrong move will lead in your base game. I think they just need to, obviously, like you said, turtle up. Get Hatar the items. As Poodle's just going to ult in, but Seba's coming on the flank, and I don't know if they want this. Oh, good flash out from Xerath.
The pillar.
Wandering Pro, he's just going to go forward. The looks all over the top. The side set from Poodle.
Yeah, it scares me to think of the amount of damage that will be coming out of that Lux ult now. As Narc is looking around the side for a potential hook over the wall.
And the hook Narc just goes wide. But in this position, again, I think Invul are favored just from the poke from the Xerath. Obviously, the Herald's not being dropped. They're going to walk forward here from the side of nDurance. They're going to find one hook, but not go in. They're just looking to take the
going
tower.
Down here from the Xerath, though.
Yeah, Wandering Pro. And the looks all over the top. Doesn't get anyone. Wandering Pro, he's pushing forward here.
Yeah, nDurance just going to look for the second charge.
Second charge
Try and
goes
break
in.
the in-hit tower.
They take the tower. They don't push for any more. They're just going to back it up.
And I actually like them not taking the inhib tower here.
Meanwhile, the side
the inhib tower, obviously.
Meanwhile, for Kuro, he's just been pushing in the top lane. He won't probably get that tower. Maybe there is a Lux TP that probably could stop it.
Yeah, Kuro just trying to do what he can somewhere else on the map. Knows his team aren't going to take anything too risky and does have the stand united if it is necessary. But yeah, this game still teetering on the brink for Invul.
Yeah, it's the goal lead is still going up. It's 12k now, but hopefully Hatar can probably find those items. He gets the 3 items. I think the game can be turnable.
1.5 right now, so only 1.5 more items for this Jinx to pick up before he really starts coming online.
But for him to win, but for Invul to win a fight, it has to go all correct. They have to play the fight perfectly.
But this is the thing.
And Atto's just going to get hit by a hook. Seba's going to go in. The Jinx Rocket's over the top. But the Luxor's going to go wide. Now the Shadow's going to come in. Kuro's going to find it.
Could we see
and they're going to find
here?
1 onto the Thresh. But they're going to find 2 in return probably. Oh, it's going to be top laner for support. And it was just the Aphelios outputting a lot of damage.
At this point, an even trade is a victory for Invul because of how far behind you are.
They're going to turn for the Baron here. And I don't think Invul know.
But again, 20-minute Baron. We've seen this before.
And when they're in pro, he's got Mega Gnar. He's going to look forward. He's going to look for Hatar Svenskar. Svenskar. Oh, he's gonna hit by the Lux Binding, but he's gonna flash out the way. But now he's super low. They have to back out. Oh, and
Yeah,
MG is gonna fall to Wandering
Is the
Pro.
win condition, and with the Jinx on that health bar, they can't step up to the fight.
Ban this
But-
man's Yasuo, Yone, Kali. He will pick Gnar and be mad.
But the thing is, like I said, and I'm very much high on Hopium right now. Just bear with me. We saw this last game. Invul, commanding early game, picked up a Baron at 20 minutes. Game went on another half an hour, and they ended up losing. Is
Oh,
history
Hatta, I think
gonna
you might have been
repeat itself?
caught here. Sebas going to find
Oh,
you in the
no.
brushes. I don't think you can get out of this.
No, Hatta
Seba,
Svenskar
oh, he's going to get
uses
rooted.
the trap
and
really nicely.
Atto's now
actually.
here, and he's actually going to
Yeah,
find
he
his
uses
way
the
out.
traps really nicely there. Really nice movement around that route.
But going
Gonna
on,
get himself away to
going off your
safety.
point about Invul throwing the lead, I mean, they played that first Baron very badly. They only took one inhib. They really forced it as well down mid. They didn't get really much out in return. Whereas you can see that everything's already been prepared for Endurance. They've just taken the mid tier 3 for the inhib turret. 2 inhibs are exposed, and they're going to push in 2 Baron waves. They can pressure
Yeah.
2 inhibs at once. This is the difference between Invul and Wandering Pro. He is Mega Gnar. He's going to go in. He's going to find Hatta, and he's going to blow him up, and that should just be game now. They're going to clean it up on the side of Endurance. Looks all over
Yeah,
the
you
top.
would imagine so.
Misses it. But obviously, MG, he's going to fall. Wandering Pro found the engage. He's hit his Mega Gnar point, and yep, that should just be end. 22
Yeah,
minutes.
Now we see what Poodle and Kuro can do, but like you say, Aris, I don't think it's going to be enough. One kill is going to fall. The Lux does go down, but Poodle taken away in response. And yep, Kuro falls. The ace for Endurance. And the week of 2-0s will continue. Endurance take the series 2-0 over Invul.
Yeah, and that game 2 is a stark remind. I mean, game 1 feels like it happened a while ago now.
Yeah.
Like, that game ended very quickly, and it's just a very strong second game from Endurance. Like, there's nothing much. Like, what you could take away for Invul from that game is really that level 1. They lost a lot due to self-inflicted wounds. They dove in level 1 where they had to jump. Endurance had no idea they were in that brush, and they just went for it. And
Yeah.
then Atto, like, okay, that happened, and then Atto decided to go for a red star into a level 2 gank bot, which then put Seba on a really good timer for him just to walk into the enemy jungle a level above, have bot prio, and just run him down. And then he never got to play the game.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
It's-
I honestly don't know what to say about that game. That was a pure demolition job from Endurance. They had a very clear, well, I'm gonna say they had a very clear game plan. Their game plan became very, very easy after getting the 2 kills in the level 1 and then killing Atto on his second jungle camp.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean,
We see this game ended with a 16,500 gold lead for Endurance. I don't think I've ever seen a gold lead that big
I have.
in a game of League of Legends.
I have.
Maybe once.
I have seen it a few times against a team you very much know.
Hey, look, we don't talk about
But
that.
we
here.
don't talk about that here, of course. But on the side for Endurance, I think there's positives they could take away from that. They recognize the play, and they recognize the mistake that they made in the early game of the previous game, which was they didn't play for Sebal in the early game. He felt very disjointed, very out of it for the first 10-15 minutes, and he got caught a few times. And then they started kind of playing through him, but then off-meta abuser got caught on the Jinx when they were trying to rotate over for a red buff invade, and it was just really weird and out of place. This time,
it was a lot cleaner. It was a lot cleaner
this-
this time from Endurance.
this time they noticed that Atto did something very weird, and Sebal definitely made the call. I'm going in there, come with me. They pushed bot
Yeah.
prio in, he came, the bot lane came. And from there, they were playing around what he wanted to do on the map. Like, when he would invade, you would see Energy Eyes Cold move over with him. And they would, like, play together,
hey.
and they just clean it out very well.
You could say Trundle came, he saw, he conquered. And this game, yeah, he conquered the jungle with Invul and gave his team a what you would have to say is just a very, very easy path to success.
But I mean, there is like from this Invul game, there is hope there that a few more cleaner fights in that first game, they take the game.
Yeah.
Like a few more
Yeah, I mean, of
cleaner
course.
decisions, they take the game.
You can in as far as I'm concerned, and this might just be my opinion, right? Obviously, take this however you will. But I think that game 2 you can write off a bit more after what happened in game 1.
Yeah.
You know, like you've just played out a 50-minute game where you had a massive lead, you ended up losing it, and the game lasted 50 minutes. Like, I can understand it can be difficult to mentally reset after a game like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So coming into this game, seeing the early over-aggression from someone like Atto, you can completely, especially when we discussed he was one of the players in that game 1 that was over-forcing it on occasion.
Well, I mean, like his early game was perfect. Like,
Oh, his early game was immaculate.
It's just that later the game went on, he started overforcing him.
Yeah,
he felt the timer, he felt the pressure.
But this is what I mean. He carried that overforcing into the second game. He wasn't able to mentally reset and think, okay, we're not on a timer anymore. We have the scaling comp. You know what I mean? You get my point?
Yeah, and then it just...
And not being able to have that reset inadvertently has then snowballed the game very much against his team.
And yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what Invul want to do next time out if there is a stream. I'm not sure if we'll be around. Really depends.
I believe there will be a stream.
Sorry, I just tuned into LEC stream and saw a Renata pick, which is incredible.
Well,
big Hilly Sang.
Quickly
shout
jump
him.
over to
So
LEC once we finish off here.
We will end this stream here and shout out to everyone over there.
Firstly, we'll throw out the call for our next game against Bifrost Academy. Invul Esports versus Bifrost Academy. Date is currently unconfirmed. So follow us on all of our socials at Invul Esports on Twitter for the updates regarding when that game is going to be played. I believe it will be me and Eris joining you guys to take you through all the action in what should be another banger series and the final battle versus Norway for this group stage for Invul Esports.
But yeah, thanks guys for coming out. Thank you
everyone for watching.
Thanks Enix for the cast. It was good.
Yeah, man.
Good cheeky switch up in that
joining me.
second game.
Yeah, well, hey, what can we say? We're flexible casters. We know what we're doing. If anyone's looking for casters for anything, hit us up. Twitter's Twitter's linked in some of the Invul tweets.
I mean, my Twitter is right below, and if you guys are interested in any LGL content, please go and look over. There was a feature that I published yesterday about a team over in Japan called Burning Core with Flawless, if you know him from Gen G. How he was coming back to revitalize the LGL, to challenge DFM, and then today they just ran it against DFM. It was a hype piece. It's like, this game is matched week. It's going to be a close one, and DFM just went, you're bad.
No.
But, I mean, if you're interested in LGL, I'm always over there. I'm always in and around NLC stuff. My boy, Nymera, he's on the cast for the LEC right now, I think.
Yeah, he's casting with Quickshot, I think.
Yeah, and I also initializing everyone on the main divisions. Jamada's on Division 2. So, yeah, I'm in and around that space. Shout out Chris, CJ Shaw, if you're here. Big up Riddle.
Big up Riddle.
Also Chris, CJ. I met some random guy in an FM Discord that is part of Vanir that knows you. I was so confused. Incredible. But yeah, thanks guys. We'll end it here.
Let's go watch Hillasang.
Let's go watch some Hillasang. Let's go watch Hillasang commit crimes. Woo! Later.